Hi, this is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus, the big top of sports talk radio. Did you hear this?
I just want to say I am highly entertained by your show. Normally I'm not up this early.
Me too.
I got up this morning. I'm listening. You're talking about eating contests. You're talking about marijuana. Man, what a fun show, man.
Clown around with us and stream the show online at thesportcircus.com. Join me and Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion and current wide receiver for the BC Lions, Marco Iannuzzi, here on NBC Sports 920, The Game. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Sports Circus. The Saturday edition can be found at AM 920 Las Vegas, here in the Las Vegas market, or you can stream it live at thesportcircus.com. And today's show is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, specializing in startup consulting, sales and marketing strategies, corporate strategies, you name it, they do it. They can bring a company from startup to acquisition. Give them a call, 657-600-1876. That's 657-600-1876. So, we are here on the Friday edition, and I have a different face in here that maybe you haven't seen in a couple weeks. And this is a professional boxer, and your name is?
Thomas Herrera, El Animal.
He is the animal, Thomas Herrera. And tell everybody about your boxing background quickly.
When I went pro in 2008, I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, and I've had a rough start to my career, but all that hard work and effort, sacrifice, and persistency has been giving me a better side, and definitely there's been a career change, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a guy that got off to a rough start, and now he's making it rough on everybody because now he's just knocking people out left and right. We'll get to that a little bit later in the segment, but this guy's dangerous. He's very dangerous. Now, we also have superstar, NCAA, and former NBA, Bo Kimble. Bo, are you there?
I am here, Brother Sal. How are you?
I'm well. Can you see us on screen?
I sure can.
All right, wonderful. So, Tomas, this is Bo, and Bo, for everybody that's been living under a rock for the last umpteen years for college hoops and pro hoops, tell everybody who you are and what you've done.
Well, my name is Bo Kimble. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia, PA. Played with the late, great Hank Gathers from Loyola Marymount. We also went to school in the Philadelphia area at Dobbins Tech High School, and was blessed to, we went to together with Hank Gathers, we went to the University of Southern California for 1 year, and then they fired our coach, and we ended up at Loyola Marymount with Paul Westhead. And as they would say, the rest would be history. The run and gun team, we averaged 125 points a game.
That's ridiculous.
The late Hank Gathers was the second person at the time in 1989 to lead the nation in scoring and rebounding. And I said, well, hold on now, I'm a better scorer than Hank. So he inspired me to want to lead the nation in scoring as well. And the next year I led the nation in scoring, averaging 35 a game, which is a 70-year record.
Wow.
So I was blessed to be drafted in 1990 as a lottery pick, 8th pick by the LA Clippers. Played in the NBA for 3 years, got traded in 92, in 93 to the New York Knicks. And then I played 1 year for them and played in and out of the CBA, which is a development league in the NBA, and also played and lived in 7 countries in Europe.
Wow.
I've been retired for 20 years. And what I'm most passionate about of all the stuff that I just mentioned, I'm the co-founder of 44 for Life in honor of Hank Gathers. And we've saved 10 lives by providing defibrillators and CPR training to children. Those 10 defibrillators have saved 10 lives. And if you save one life, it's worth your time. That's what I'm most proud of.
Very exciting. And Tomas, Bo is also one of our correspondents and co-hosts for the Saturday show on NBC Sports. So everybody at home, when you tune in to NBC Sports, oh, by the way, for all those that don't know, because I haven't announced it just yet, starting next Saturday, the 25th, the Sports Circus now can be heard in the greater Las Vegas market, which actually we extend from Las Vegas about 200 miles, we'll call it about maybe 150 miles out. We go halfway to Salt Lake, halfway to, well, hell, the other side of Laughlin and Parker, all the way down Interstate 10, all the way out to Barstow. But now I'm adding the Los Angeles market. So now the Sports Circus can be heard from halfway to Salt Lake City all the way to LA and down into San Diego.
Beautiful.
And that's great news, and we're going to be carrying on NBC Sports, KCAA, 10:50 a.m. in the Southern California market, as well as 9:20 a.m. here in the Las Vegas market. So that's very exciting. The show is expanding because of people like you, and people like me. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Sal, and I want to thank you for including me and Brother Thomas for giving us an opportunity to kind of broaden what you've already, the groundwork that you've laid down. And I look forward to just really adding a great value to that and talking up some sports, whether it's college, NBA, and whatever we'll be talking about is great to be part of the team.
Well, we like having you here, and also remember we have Alicia Thompson now that is our regular WNBA champion women's correspondent. That should be coming onto the screen hopefully sometime soon here today. But she is also handling all the women's sports correspondence. I like that because we do what somebody else or what everybody else is not doing, is we're addressing the women out there. So instead of your standard 25 to 54 demographic of male only, now in the sports radio world, we've gone from 14 to 65 men, women, boys, and girls. And no other station, no other show, nobody else is doing it except the Sports Circus. Gotta like that. It's a circus. Anything can happen here. Right. Now the Sports Circus can be found on NBC Sports Radio. Exactly. So, Bo.
Well, it's great. It's great that you have Alicia coming on, and I hope my daughter Alexandria Kimball, who's a junior at Barton College in Raleigh, in Wilson, North Carolina, hopefully she'll get an opportunity to meet her. My daughter, she's going to be working out with Daddy, going through Daddy's boot camp, and her goal is to be in the WNBA. So hopefully she can talk to Alicia, ask her questions, explain the hard work that it takes to be a professional athlete. And you don't get there by just natural talent. Is putting that extra work in to separate yourself from an amateur to a pro.
Well, you certainly know. Alicia knows. This gentleman knows. I know from the baseball world. So I got to tell you, it is a very bumpy road for those that don't know how to get to professional sports. And you have to eat, sleep, think, and drive it and live it every day, no matter what. It doesn't take a break. You know that. And everybody out at home who wants to be a professional athlete, good luck. It takes a lot of work and dedication. Correct?
That's right. And I know with my... Okay, go ahead, Thomas.
I was going to say sleep, eat, train, repeat. Do it all over again. Every day. But, it's that passion. Go ahead.
Well, I would just say repetition. In my life, in my story, when I mentor kids, and I do a lot of public speaking, I let kids know, a lot of times they want to pat themselves on the back because they worked hard with their team for 2 hours of practice, and they think just because they're a natural athlete and they played hard in practice that will somehow catapult them to be a professional, and that's so far from the truth. Right. It's the time that you're not with the team, the time that you're in the gym by yourself, and Thomas knows this because he's putting the work in. That's the only way you separate yourself, and by putting that work in, and it's really when no one else is around that you kind of sharpen your skills and you put that sweat equity in, and then the rest will be history. And that's the only reason I was able to shoot the ball like that when I was playing.
Right, just like you said earlier in our conversation, you said you already knew it was going in before the shot actually was launched. You already know.
Yes.
If you're positioned right, if you do it right, you know.
I'm sorry, we're on a little delay, but I used to shoot about 1,000 3-pointers a day. And so and this is all makes. So if I would miss 10 or 15 shots, which usually didn't happen, I usually didn't miss 10 in a row. But if I missed 8 in a row, whatever that amount was, I never lacked the confidence because I knew that if I missed 10, believe me, I can't wait to see the next 10 because I did this every day. And it's muscle memory, it's confidence. And again, like you said before, I mentioned this to you earlier, I knew the shot was going in before I shot it because I did it every day.
Right. Well, you know about that as well. I mean, landing your punches, you could see it before the punch happens because you know where your opponent is positioned. Maybe their hands are dropped or maybe they're too high. You know you're going to hit them with a body shot. Right. It's much the same thing. But it's memory, muscle memory as well. Right. But you've got to be able to see the game before the game actually happens, before the action actually happens. You know, I faced it. You did. He did. We all have. You at home better work hard. Now, coming up in our next segment, we're going to have the video from Thomas's incredible knockout from last Saturday. He's a huge underdog. And if you're around, please stay tuned. We're going to be back here in just a moment here on the Sports Circus Friday edition.